It's the first practice session for the Australian Grand Prix weekend here at Albert Park, Melbourne. Welcome to Formula 3, and they're 45 minutes before we go into qualifying later on today. Let's join our commentary for the first half of this session. Chris McCarthy on the World Feed.
Here Christian Mansell sporting a brand new crash helmet, got 2-point scores last year. Let's go and hear from Christian Mansell and what he's had to say ahead of his home race.
Well, yeah, I mean, up and down in a pretty general sense. I mean, race 1 definitely didn't go to plan at all, but then race 2 went so well. So, I mean, it was a really good opportunity to score a lot of points on the main race. So I'm just happy that we were able to execute on what we thought would have been possible in that race. And it's just so nice and rewarding when it goes right, but when it goes wrong in race 1, and then to come back from that, it's just a really nice feeling.
Christian Mansell there reflecting on the first round at Bahrain, which took place earlier this month, and that takes us nicely into what he was talking about there for Christian Mansell. He's his third in the championship after the first round. As he mentioned, didn't have the best of sprint races. He dropped back to 14th, but had a great feature race. In terms of how the format of the weekend works, if you're new to Formula 3, first of all, welcome. We're going to have this 45-minute practice session. If for whatever reason qualifying doesn't go ahead, then this could set the grid, so it is important to get a good session in. This is your man that leads the championship, Luke Browning. We'll have qualifying later on, then that will set the grid for both races. Where the drivers qualify in that qualifying session will essentially be their grid slot for both races. However, we will reverse the top 12 for the sprint race, the lowest scoring sprint race, and then whoever is on pole position in qualifying will start on pole position for the feature race. Christian Mansell talking in his interview there how things didn't go so well for him in the first race, in the sprint race, but they were able to correct that in the feature race. He dropped back to 14th in that sprint race, but then did very well in the feature race, finishing in second place. Took 18 points for that. We essentially follow the same points format.
There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. We had a load of technical difficulties because the laptop wouldn't work, but we're back on the main Discord now. And alongside me in the commentary box for this session, we've got Jackson, and we've got Omi as well for part of the late night club, the no sleep club, which is getting more and more normal every day. Evening to you, Omi and Jackson. And I noticed, Jackson, you've got a new mic set up similar to Omi's over there. Just testing everything. Good evening to you.
Good evening to you. Happy afternoon to me. Good morning to everybody in Australia. It is a very, it's a throw into the deep end for me for this session, but it's a test session for hopefully some of the hardware you guys are going to see me using this weekend at Thermal. We shall see.
I can't wait. We're covering Thermal Club this weekend, and Jackson's going trackside with the Grid Network team as well, and hopefully we'll nick some of your bits as well to put on and hear from you throughout the broadcast. You're welcome in the commentary box anytime, Jackson, over the we'll be covering the race and qualifying in our team as well. The radio from IndyCar Radio will be taking us through the test sessions because they clash with everything else. Omi's alongside us as well. Hello, Omi. Welcome. No Sleep Club, but it's nice to be back in Australia for F3. It was great last year.
F3 last year was absolutely thrilling. So was F2. So great to have it back, of course. Formula 2 and Formula 3 delivered spectacularly last year. So cannot wait to see how we get on this year. And it's time for an interview. Let's hear from Tim Clouditz.
Different to the other tracks because as it's a street track and I've never driven here before, I think it's just really important to adapt really quickly. And we did a lot of sim at Red Bull and also at MP to just prepare as good as we can. And yeah, I think in the end it's all about getting a clean FP, trying a couple of things, getting used to the track. But normally I was able to adapt always quite quickly to new circumstances and to a new track. So yeah, I think it should be fine. And yeah, like I said as well, I think it's one of the season highlights, really, this track.
Yeah, there we go, and everything's set up, and we've got everything back to normal. So we have Clan Shields at the moment on top, 1:44.660 as the benchmark time. And just a reminder, this weekend, starting here till the end of Sunday, is around about 92 hours. I know it sounds a bit weird that, but we're starting on Thursday and then we're going right to the end of Sunday, like midnight Sunday. So it's around about that. And we are live for around about 80 of those hours. So this is the place to be. This is why the Commentary Box has been renamed the No Sleep Club. This is the place to be for Formula 1, 2, 3, MotoGP, 2, 3, IndyCar and NASCAR. And it's going to be fantastic. And as we see Tommy Smith at the moment down to turn 3, double lockup. Takes it wide and hugs in nicely. Supercars is also on. We'll be watching that, but not commentating, so we don't have that in the series. Might get to Adelaide later. But I'll tell you what, Jackson, have you got the buzz ready then to go trackside? Have you got that feeling yet?
I say this term a lot, Josh. Excareded is always the term that I like to use whenever I'm going into this. And it always starts with the scared part when you get into the unknowns. You're trying to see what the weekend's going to shape up to be. For anyone who's so curious as to what it's like in the eyes of someone doing this. But as you get closer, a lot of the unknowns kind of, become known, and you have a better understanding of the job you need to do, and you get genuinely just excited, stoked to be a part of this giant traveling circus and being able to... We're not telling stories here, Josh. We're helping to find the stories inside of them, and I think that's what I'm so excited for and what I genuinely look forward to the most here.
I'll bring Omi in a second, but Jackson and myself were part of the Grid Network After Dark show, and I'm currently talking with Isha to bring her on, and I haven't talked to you yet, Jackson, about it, but...
We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Yeah, you know where I'm going. Not only is the Grid Network planning another After Dark show, I think at China or Japan, one of those races, but I am going to try and bring Isha, yourself, Jackson, me, and Alex back onto a commentary for a practice session of Formula One.
We need to.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. It'd be fantastic. Because it was a lot of fun last year, wasn't it? A lot of chaos.
100%. No, and I mean, I don't know if you saw my, I'm not sure if you saw my IndyCar roundtable. You know
Yeah.
I like things chaotic. So
I saw it. Didn't you walk off? No, Ben walked off. One of you walked off.
Ben busted out a Baja Blast because I made a very bold take, and I decided to return fire and run out and grab my own Baja Blast. And it was, frankly, Ben overreacting for what I thought was a pretty honest statement. Not necessarily for how a certain driver was going to be acting, but how maybe his actions on track would be received by his owner. I'm not going to get into specifics because I did shut down someone in the chat who was in here. But
I just thought I may as well pick up my microphone, and then because I presume yours is also a Berry Ringer, what is it, XM8500? Is that what yours is, Jackson, as well? Put it on the top. I know that's what mine and Amy's is.
it says Star Power Series on it. It says
Yeah, hang on.
SP5. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so, okay, well, we've all got pretty much the same ones if I hold that up then and use the presenter mics. Omi, you prefer lip mics as well, so it's just better for you, isn't it?
Definitely is as well. I mean, the closer you can get to scream into something, as we see Arvid Lindblad currently pushing on then, as he makes his way down towards the braking zone. Of course, the winner of the opening round of the season in Bahrain in the sprint race, as he makes his way through turn 11. That was a great drive by him, wasn't it?
Fantastic opening race as well back in the F3 campaign.
Yellow.
Oh, yellow has come out on the circuit
Back
and
to
it
green.
stayed out. Oh, there it is. Someone spun the last corner. There it is. Have they touched the wall? I can't tell who it is just yet. Car 16 has gone around at the last corner.
That must be Cian Shields, I believe.
Oh, they see. Where is Shields gone down to? 11th place in the standings, yeah. And he's broken the rear wing. This will be a red
Number
flag.
6.
Red flag's out.
Yep.
Oh, no, this is crucial track time they're going to lose. And he's damaged that rear wing. There's the stop.
Oh,
Yeah, so red flag's out.
yeah,
there.
that.
Go on, Amy.
Yeah, That's a huge disappointment for him, and you don't really get much practice compared to Bahrain, where you've had all sorts of testing, and then of course you've had an extra practice session which these drivers didn't use. But here you go into it, you have 45 minutes, get used to the circuit, and you're into the qualifying that sets the grid. That sets the grid for the sprint and the feature. So he's only done a few laps around the circuit. He's into the barrier. That's it for him, and he's going to be going straight into qualifying.
Yeah, Omi, and we got to talk about also just how much time these guys get in other tracks, whether it's for testing or whether it's just the way their weekend schedule is. For a lot of these guys, it's maybe the first or second time they're here at Albert Park. So for the Scot, this is going to be a huge problem for Shields.
Yeah, the young Scot has scoffed it down at the last corner on the track, and it's his first appearance at Albert Park. He's never raced here before. As we take a look how it happened. So presumably we heard it go round, so I think he's hit the he's gone round on entry and nerfed the barrier. That's a strange one. And there's the red flag.
Can we see the replay here?
Yeah, we only saw the tail end.
I want to get a better angle there, yeah.
Still stuck in the car. Now if he can get that going again, he can get back to the pit lane, but will not be allowed to take any further part in the session because he caused the red flag. But pit lane's just there anyway, so they can push it back in and get it fixed up.
Question, friends.
Go on.
Because he's warranted to... That seems like an easy restart and just push him straight across the pits. If anything, that feels like it should be a local yellow.
Yeah, it's...
Or full course yellow, but...
We had the virtual safety car. It should have been that, yeah.
This seems a little bit overkill.
I think it is. And we saw this back in Bahrain, didn't we? I mean, they threw the red flag in practice for every 5 seconds. It doesn't... That is a bit of overkill. That could have been pushed through, virtual safety car, got it back in. Or just refire it. It didn't need a stoppage.
Yeah, absolutely. As well, so they have decided though to bring out the red flag and sending everyone down to the pit lane. As usual in F3 and F2, time continues to tick, and they're all making their way down into the pit lane currently. Prema 123 with Mini Beganovic and Arvid Lindblad as well. So hopefully we're going to be in for an interesting qualifying session later on for Formula 3. Always is the case, of course. Last year we had a very chaotic one in the wet for F3 and F2, didn't we?
We did, and it really, the rain last year spoiled everything, really, even the Formula 1 sessions. But I don't know, there's always a buzz about Melbourne. It used to be the season opener. It will be the season opener next year, which means we've got all this to look forward to with F2 and F3 kicking off on a Thursday night and ruining our sleep schedules in early February. But it's going to be very exciting. But I love it. I love Melbourne. I always have. It's one of those races where I know Jackson, I'd love to get your point of view on this in a second, but for me, it's always best. It's middle of the night, you wake up, you watch the race, and then you go back to bed. I mean, not for me anymore, because I wake up and that's straight to the end of the day. But what's it like for you, as you're on the West Coast, aren't you? So it's different time zones for you, and this one's a little bit easier for you to watch.
Obviously, Adam, the rest of our friends on the East Coast have a 3-hour advantage, 3 hours more of sleep when it comes to, the European flyaway races. But when you get to these Asian races or those on the far Pacific, you are blessed if you're on my side of America with a 10 p.m., 11 p.m. race start on a Saturday night. And that means you look at car clubs around here, they will almost always do some kind of watch party. Karting tracks around here will always do watch parties for it. It is genuinely, like, it's not Xfinity night in America anymore. It's F1 night in America, and it is the greatest thing over here.
I mean, what's it like? I'll let you finish chewing. What's it like for you then? Because you and me have done Japan, we've done a couple of other night races, Vegas including as well. What do you make of these night races when we get the chance to sort of waffle on and know that everybody keeps watching? And by the way, everyone watching in the YouTube chat and Twitch chat, I want to get your inputs as well, because I know a lot of our fans come from Indonesia. In fact, Maz is in there right now saying from Indonesia. And Adam says, I'll be included with Jackson, Isha and Alex for a practice session as well. Yeah, well, it could be all good for the late night club as well going in. But limit on space. But go on, Omi, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. But I think Australia, out of them, has to be in favour, as Arvid Lindblad has a lap time deleted. But Australia definitely, just because you have F2 and F3 on it as well. Because then it's constant action all the way throughout the night till you get till the morning. So it's just a bit more exciting compared to, let's say, Japan, where you'd have practice one, let's say, on a Friday. Then you'd have a big break which you could get some sleep in, but sometimes you might want to stay awake as well. But yeah, Australia is just fun as you have F2 and F3 out there as well. And of course, the supercars all in there as we see seeing Shields pushed back. So not too much damage, luckily for him.
Yeah, these cars go around and stall so easily. You mentioned supercars there here this weekend. And we actually, before that, we're going to get another image here, Jackson. And this is what you wanted to see.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Not too revealing. I want to say big lazy slide. I don't know if that's getting up
here we
into the
go.
marbles. I wish we had a replay here.
You've got it. I think you're going to
But
get
we
it.
are just going to...
Right, the exit.
let's
there we
see
go.
here.
Oh, he touches the
Oh,
grass.
yeah, here we go. Drops a wheel. Drops that back left in the grass. On the brakes. Super easy.
Super easy to. We saw
Yeah.
that a bit getting on the marbles before. And Omi, that's so simple to do. The little bit of grass around Albert Park, he's found it.
Yeah, and we had one of the MPs in F2 that spun last year.
Oh, yes.
Here, I believe it was Deruvla, wasn't it? Or
At that part of the
I
track.
think it was Deruvla.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well.
And it was
So-
exactly-
Going back to your point, Omi, I just... what I think makes it so special is if we do this next year,
Yeah.
if we have this be the penultimate round for F1, F2, and F3,
Yeah,
and if we can do the same thing all the way to Yaz at the end, because obviously they kind of spread out and naturally do pick their own races to go do and participate in. But I think for the ability to have all of your support series start and end with your opener and your finale,
Yeah.
I think that should be the way it is.
I know it's going to be mad, but they should be in every race. Like our Moto 2 and Moto 3 are always on the support bid for MotoGP. But go on, I mean, what do you think?
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would absolutely love to see more F2 and F3. Of course I would. I want to see more F2 and F3. But that would be definitely incredible. But yeah, of course we've got F1 Academy going to Abu Dhabi along with F2 this year. We've also got a bit less of a break between the F2 rounds this year. Where in that break that we usually get, we have Baku, of course, later on. That's the race before the break, and then of course we have two more. Then we have an extra race to look forward to compared to last year. We have Qatar as well.
Yes,
to
that's
look
true.
forward to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the championship is going to be decided at that point.
Let's look down ahead from Arvid Lindblad.
Going into the year, we had some postseason testing and also the testing in Bahrain, which went well, so I was optimistic, and I knew a good result was possible, but my sort of target was to be competitive in the sprint, try to be in the top 12 in quali, knowing the feature races would be more difficult, which kind of was how it panned out. I was more competitive in the sprint than the feature, but no, I wasn't expecting to win, so that was a nice surprise.
Bahrain went well for Arvid Lindblad as well, the British driver getting the feature. Just quickly, we wanted to get the opinion of East Coast, and down in the commentary box, I have messaged him as we get ready to head back to green flag running in about 2-1. And, oh, hang on, it's just going to restart now, so we should be green, but the green light hasn't gone on, which is, there we go, green light now. Adam Lembridge is watching along in the back of the commentary box. I gave him a quick message, wanting to know his opinion. Adam, what's it like for you on the East Coast then with these Asia races that we cover?
Oh, well, as they say in Australia, night mates.
Good day.
You know how much I love, Scott, you know how much I love the Repco Australian Supercar Series, so it's like, yes, I will stay awake. Until into the wee hours of the night to watch watch racing from the land down under. So, yes, I will be watching the Australian Grand Prix. And yes, I will be watching all the action from supercars from Albert Park. So it's like, yeah, so I am part of the No Sleep Club this weekend and looking forward to all the action from the Thermal Club for IndyCar. And then Sunday, NASCAR goes to Dakota, where our good friend Matt White will join us, and the anticipated return of one Shane Van Gisbergen to the NASCAR Cup Series. Last time he ran, he was at the IMS Road Course. He finished 10th, and last year also he won on the streets of Chicago. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend, and I'll be a part of the No Sleep Club too. So, looking forward to it.
good to have you in the background as we have cars out on the track. Bogdanovic just doing a practice start the exit of it. And yeah, Jackson, you were supposed to be part of our lineup, but you've got the pass, so you'll be at IndyCar instead. Not upset at all, but there's plenty of other races like Japan and China coming up where we can have you in again. So, and you were just in Saudi actually, so we shouldn't complain too much. But what are you looking forward to then this weekend? What's it like for you? Because you'll be down there at Thermal Club. Do you actually get to watch a lot of the F1 action this weekend?
I'm going to do what I can. Obviously, priorities are where I'm going to be track-wise, but there's no way I'm not going to be trying to do what I can for obviously helping you guys. I feel like we need to do an After Dark stream.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do an After Dark practice stream, and we got to figure that out as we see Juan Montoya looking on at his son, Seb.
And of course, did Montoya ever win here?
I'm not sure. I do have a very, very interesting fact when I ran into Juan at Laguna Seca. First of all, anyone who's ever said he was a scary interview is lying. Sweetest guy I've ever talked to. I asked him what I ask most family members. I've asked the Taylor brothers this. Do you think you could beat your son in an arm wrestle? And it was an instant yes. So next time I run into both of those guys, maybe they're sharing a car at Watkins Glen or Road Atlanta, I will at some point get back to you guys on that. But this will be the battle of the century.
I'm gonna hold you to that, and I want to hear it at some point at the year. That's fantastic. That's a great question. Do you know, what's your plans then this weekend? As we're watching Seb Montoya, but Dune's has gone fast in that first sector, by the way, with a 32.7, and he's through into the upper middle sector. What's your plans then at Thermal Club? Interviewing and watching the race from the media centre, or are you going to get out there, get in between it all?
Going to try to get as out there as I can. Do not have a full crew with me this weekend. It's just going to be me. So running around with the camera, I'll do what I can. You're for sure going to get pre and post race stuff from me. I'll be with Grid the whole way. Hopefully some nice interviews and some short form along the way. Got some stuff planned out for that tomorrow. So stay tuned.
It's going to be great. Grid Network's the place to be this weekend as everyone flies across the line. Dune did go fastest there with a 1:34.818 as they continue to fly in. Mansell is in the first two sectors up. Gabriel Mini, who had a poor Bahrain, is right back up there with a 32.7. I say poor Bahrain, didn't win, and they needed to win. He was really off the pace to get so. As they come across the line, Mansell goes 6th, but we're going to have to wait for Mini in a few seconds. Bedrin goes into 5th position as well, so that puts Mansell down in 7th place. As Chominitzi goes into 7th as well. Hang on a minute, what's up in there? Bogdanovic has gone fastest, that's why. And up in Neil Leon goes 4th. Mini fast, sector 1, slow sector 2, but crosses the line in the Prema and does go faster by 7/10. Okay, he's come to play. I mean, he needs to get a better weekend after what we saw last time out in Bahrain.
Yeah, and his teammate will surely be looking for the same as well. Gino Bogdanovic, who actually of course qualified on pole, so you'd think everything was perfect. Sprint got a puncture. Feature he stalled on the grid momentarily. He got away well, but then bogged down so much after that. So it was not what Bogdanovic wanted, and it was a terrible weekend where he had a lot of pace. So definitely not what he wanted, and he'll be hoping that he can recover this weekend now.
So as they continue to take an action out as well, as we've had to leave Jackson. He's dashed off to get everything set up with IndyCar as well, and his equipment has worked perfectly in my opinion, and you'll be hearing more from Jackson this weekend. We'll have some features on the JBMotorsports coverage for the $1 million challenge from Thermal Club, and also we'll have the Grid Network shows coming in. But joining the Combox now, part of the Late Night Club, even though he really shouldn't be the one who's part of the Late Night Club, because he's the one who's actually got things and commitments to do tomorrow. Josh T is here. Morning, Josh. Or should I say evening? It's 20 past 10 in the UK.
Yes, hello everybody, and I also have been messing around with equipment, Josh,
Yeah.
and I have found something which is a part of my setup this week. Because why
Oh, go
not?
on.
Because
What?
when we are off air, why let's not have a little bit of fun with multiple cameras? I've got my OG webcam set up.
Hey, 2 webcams. That's what we're going to have very soon here on the JB Motorsports main com box. We're going to have one camera up here and then another camera sort of down below so I can sit down every now and then.
It still looks absolutely terrible, but it works.
It works, it works. We're even planning on getting the other side of the garage commentary box sorted out. We've been saying this for 5 years and still haven't done it. But eventually, I'm going to get the green screen up in that side of the commentary box and have the other webcam there so that we have a presenting area with a green screen and then we have the main com box area as well. So two nice different areas. That's the plan.
Basically, just becoming the studio.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And Sky stole that idea because they are not on site this weekend. What do you think of that, actually? And Omi, I'll start with you. What do you think? We cover it off-site, and we are running around like headless chickens trying to talk to people, find out information. But now Sky are doing it the same. They're off-site with their presentation team. The commentators are on-site. Do you reckon that it's going to be a bit difficult this weekend for them to actually put a good show together?
It could be, but at the same time, they do have people and they do have more connection than we do. So it might be just about okay. But yeah, it is definitely very interesting. But yeah, stole the idea a little bit from us.
Yeah, they did. We're the one who's covering it all, and we do it via Discord as well. JT, what about you?
Do we have an idea about how Sky are doing their pre-shows for the sessions?
Yes. Did you see their Twitter?
No, I have not been on Twitter. I've been video editing from the Drift Night on Wednesday.
Yeah, so they've got many screens and all sorts of stuff over there.
Yeah.
I'll have a look now.
They've got an area.
They're around a 2-minute video.
Yeah, it's brilliant as well because they've got an area where they can all three stand in with a giant screen. They've got an area in the centre which is virtual reality where they can do track map analysis and talk to people over there in Australia. And then they've got the SkyPad area where they can do analysis as well. And that's going to be a key feature this weekend on SkyPad. Also, they've got on site this weekend Martin Brundle, David Croft, Ted Kravitz, and Rachel Brooks. How on earth the practice commentary is going to work, I don't know. I have not got a clue. From what I understand, David Croft, I think, is doing every session, and I don't know if Martin Brundle's going to be there for every session, or they're going to drag in third drivers into the commentary box. I think Felipe Drugovich is going to be in one. I think we're going to have. I don't know if Ollie Behrman's coming in. I know Liam Lawson's going in, and for practice 3, I think, but I don't know who else. But yeah, I think that's how it's going to work. Martin's going to be trackside as well, and Rachel's going to be doing the interviews, and Ted's in the pit lane. So only 4 on-team personnel, and in the presentation, it's Natalie Pinkham hosting with Naomi Schiff and Karun Chandok.
Yeah, well, I've just seen the video. It's basically a very small NASCAR studio because NASCAR is massive.
Yeah, no, they've got the room, haven't they, over there in Charlotte, where they're all doing it. Jess is here saying, evening all, gutted I can't join you this weekend, but I know you're going to be amazing. Thank you, Jess, and if you can, Jess, you feel free to join for any race, because I know it'll be like 10 o'clock at night, but you're more than welcome, but I know you always watch it. Literally, it's going to be so weird. The F3, both the sprint and feature race on Saturday. I think the sprint race is at 12:10 a.m. and the feature is 10 p.m. So there's only like 20 hours between them. 22 hours between. It's really confusing as Forlarola goes around the outside of one of the MPs and think of Mario Boria.
F3 sprint is 3:15 midnight.
Yeah.
F2 sprint is 3:15. F3 feature race is 10:05, and F2 feature race is 25 to 1.
We've also got the MotoGP. Their free practice session is at 10:45 a.m. Later on Friday morning, and then we have their hour-long practice session at 3 o'clock. Megan's back in the commentary box with me this weekend. Maddie Patterson is trackside at Portimao, and she'll be hopefully giving us loads of information from over there. And if you wonder where Julia is actually hanging out this weekend with David Coulthard as well. In Poland right now, there's the Speedway Grand Prix, I believe, and David Coulthard is racing a Red Bull speed bike and a World Rally car on dirt. So that's where David Coulthard is this weekend. He's not with the F1 TV team, and it's going to be Alex Jakes and Jolyon Palmer, I believe, on commentary. And
I think Jolyon's also doing some BBC actually, so maybe not. We'll have to see in FP1.
Yeah, I'll have to. You'll have to tell us on that. So presumably then it will be, unless Alex Brundle is trackside, so unless they're promoting him finally up to a seat, which means that
I'd like it.
Yeah, Alex Brundle and Martin Brundle will become the first father-son duo on British television on separate channels. Martin's on Sky, Alex will be on Channel 4. So yeah, that'll be quite nice.
Yeah, and also David Valsaki's part of the team. He's not going to be doing it this weekend, but would be lovely to see him and Alex Jakes on commentary for the one weekend.
I would actually have that in my ears. Also this weekend, I don't have the Sky programming, so I can't hear when ad breaks are coming. So that's going to be a bit problematic for me, but we'll get through it. Yeah, that's because they're on site. Because there's a difference between on-site and off-site now. They don't need to do the on-site bit, so we haven't got it. Browning goes up to third, 133.885. Mini Boganovic Browning, 1-2-3 at the moment. High-Tech spoiling that Prema run, but Arvin Lindblad has dropped down to 10th place overall. Beautiful morning here in Melbourne. Don't say Melbourne, it's Melbourne. And big lock-up from Mari Boya. Oh, and across the grass as well. Double lock-up. I mean, that just kept on going. Oh, and he took the wing off.
Kept on going and made his way through. A bit of grass cutting there at the first turn of the racetrack. And that was Alex Dunn making his way over and doing the exact same thing as well. Getting a bit of airtime as he did so. And as all of these drivers start attacking this circuit. And as you can see, making his way through. They're all making their way back into the pit lane. And Browning, the championship leader, he'll be hoping that he can continue to mount a championship challenge. Mini Boganovic are going to be hoping that they can score some good points this weekend. For Boganovic, well, he had the pace, but unfortunately he had issues in both races. A puncher in the sprint and bogging down a lot off the line from pole position, so it was unfortunate for Boganovic, but Arvid Lindblad was able to get the victory. Luckily for Prema on that day, as we watch Stuka push on right now on this circuit.
Debut race for Stuka as well, as he comes in 19th at the moment for the MP squad.
No, he was in Bahrain.
Was he in Bahrain? Did we just not mention Stuka? Really?
No, he was.
Casper Stuka.
I think I mentioned him.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm remembering it now. That's my fault. Casper Stuka was in Bahrain, but we all called him Casper, didn't we? I remember that. It's still learning the new names of the F3 lot as well. No matter how many times you drill them in, we've had 3 weeks since Bahrain. It's nearly a month as well, blimey. We're in the 21st of March as well. It's a month since F1 testing. That's how long it's been. Paularoni goes his fastest first sector with a personal best sector 2. Mansell's personal best sector 1. Stuka's personal best sector 1, but down sector 2 with that little trip. Wet grass here as well at Melbourne. They've got to get after the rain yesterday. And Stuka goes up into 16th, 134.966, moves up a place ahead of Van Hopen. Lockup coming into turn 13 and 14. Yeah, it was right. As they exit the last corner, this is Paularoni pushing hard and Omi looking good.
Yeah, that was a lockup by Dunn coming in there. Here comes Leonardo Fornaroli then in the Trident. Car 4 makes his way from 4th up to 2nd position. Goes behind Mini, and here we go with Mansell. Santiago Ramos goes into 13th. Sami Megatunif into 5th. Mini pushing on right now, so is Boganovic. Here comes Mansell though here for ART. As he comes over the line, he improves his time, but not position, and Mini's going even quicker.
Yeah, Gabriel Mini needs to find that time. We're watching the Prema now into turn 12. A lot of gravel already on the track here as they swoop back through. There was someone on there with a double yellow. Into the
I just realised I've still got my controller here. from PSGL.
Oh yeah,
earlier
you
on.
were only commentating that earlier on today. You had a busy night. How did that go?
Yeah, it went actually pretty well, and yeah, I had a 10-minute break from when I went off there to here. So
Oh my!
interesting, but yeah.
What did you know?
Tricky
Honestly,
rushing.
I've had a really weird day, like a really weird day, and I went in the bath about 7:30, didn't get out until about 9:15, and then came to the commentary box because I wanted to separate the days and chill out a little bit. So that's where I was, and then I scoffed half a pasty before getting to the commentary box. We'll talk about the Valtteri Bottas ad in practice 1 if anybody's thinking where we're going to go. Richie will be alongside me and JT for the first session. Adam's going to be with us for practice 3 tomorrow. And I think Richie's sticking around for the F3 quali as well after that session. It's going to be all night. I'm also delighted to see so many people this early watching an F3 session. Pleasure to have you all. Hopefully you stick with us throughout the weekend.
Yep.
I'm really liking it. We're back. We are back. And this weekend, yes, when me and Josh T went through the schedule on the Google Docs, and Josh, when you wrote them all in, I think there's, 3 weekends this year where we've all gone, and this was the first one. So early in the year as well to go, because it's longer than a normal European race.
Josh,
Yeah.
guess what advert I just got while refreshing the stream?
What? Because I know one just played. Which one was it? What was it?
On the Limit, Season 4, Episode 7.
Touring cars. Hey, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, JT, and you'll be trackside. And then, is it 2 or 3 weeks for me until it's 3 weeks? Then I'm trackside at Donington. I can't wait. I can't wait. I get to see all my friends again. Get to go in the paddock. Last time I was in a paddock, I was having a COVID thing stuffed up my nose as well. I was, do you know, it was honour. It was an honour because I was one of 4,000 people at that Snetterton event in 2021, which was a test for the government to see if they could reopen it. And it was so nice. It was a little bit alarming, I won't lie, because yes, in the paddock you had to wear face coverings and you were COVID testing in the morning and the afternoon. But then when you were out on the track, walking around, you had your mask, but everybody was there. It was bright, hot sunshine. Beer was everywhere. It felt like we were getting back to normal. I think I even said it at one point in the commentary. But it was so nice, and I'm very much looking forward to being back trackside at Donington. Now, there'll be 2 shows from Donington. There'll be a season preview where I'll be going around getting as many interviews as I can with everybody. And then there'll be a live, that'll come out later, that'll come out, I think, the day before the season. Oh, contact!
Oh.
And into the wall goes car 9 with a broken front suspension. And
Alex Dunn.
This will be a red flag for sure. Now, who did he hit? I mean, I didn't see. It was I think it was one of the Tridents he made contact with.
Yeah, it was. I was just able to catch that. It was Alex Dunn who was hit there, but that is so unfortunate in the final few minutes. Big job.
This will be the
for
end
MP
of the
Motorsport.
session.
And yep, it will be the end of the session. Session will not be resumed. Surely with that one, red flag out, and the session will surely not be resumed. But it was one of the Tridents, as you mentioned. So we'll have to take a look at a replay and see what happened there. But it seemed like the Trident just moved over a little bit, and also Alex Dunn a tiny bit.
Solov.
So yeah, it might have been the ART. Oh, so I wasn't able to see the second car at all. I only saw it was done.
But right behind was Wisnicki as well. It was one of those two, because I only saw the front black wing plate. Jess says hardly any clashes though, right? I think there's about 3 or... Oh, not this weekend there's hardly any clashes, no. But like, it's in terms of long weekends, this was the first one that we all went so early in the year. So yeah, red flags out, session.
This week,
Go on.
and there's 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 clashes.
3 clashes. Luckily though, there's going to be IndyCar
Okay,
radio.
replay.
So it's Wisnicki. Oh, and I think that's his Alexander's fault. You know, I think he's going to hit him. Let's have a look. No, he turned into him. What the hell is... That's Solov. What the hell is Solov doing? He turned right into him. Now,
My God.
that... I'm sorry. I've seen this done before in GP2 back in 2012 at Malaysia, but Alex Doon just got completely shafted into the wall there, and it wasn't his fault. It was the fault of Solov.
Were you in an accident that wasn't your fault?
I think Solov deserves a bit of a grid penalty there for that one. It wasn't even part of the racing line, Omi.
Yeah, that will surely be under investigation. Sort of into the side of Dunn there, and that is absolutely ridiculous. As
Practice
unfortunate
starts
for
are
every
allowed.
motorsport.
Session will not resume, but practice starts will be allowed. So that's what we're going to get.
Yeah, great though to have Alex Dunn on this grid, but
Yeah.
definitely he'll not be happy with that one.
And, well, he won't be taking part in the practice starts because Dunn is done.
Tom Brooks can be so proud of our alliteration skills. Australian radio session will not be resumed, there we go, but practice starts should be allowed, that's what I got. I haven't seen that come up yet. Australian Marshals, by the way, have the best radio system in the world because they use microphones that are the same as us, Berry Ringer. They use a Berry Ringer commentary headset microphone, so it's crystal clear. Like I'm talking to you now, their radios are crystal clear because of it. So they've got the best radios.
I've got a feeling the chief marshals of the post do them in the UK, but it's just the chief marshals.
Because here they've got every marshal is with it as well. There's the red flag, and are they going to display the checker flag? Because they should. It should be. In fact, I think the FIA are looking to have. He knows he's on telly. He's giving it a bit of a wave now because he knows he's on television. Very good. The FIA starter there. That's not Rebecca, by the way. That's the Marshall Point FIA starter on the gantry to wave the flags. This is again Omi. Josh T. What did you make of this one? Because we heard from Omi.
It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Like, just turns in and, well, people say that drivers can't see through their mirrors. You can see that a car is coming, especially at that, and it will be investigated after the session, as Clarkson would say.
Yeah.
Use your mirrors.
Yep. Solov turns into Doon, and Doon hits the barrier down the straight towards turn 12, and it is under investigation by the stewards. Now, this is the end of the session, and they haven't got out the car because they will be doing practice starts, which means F2, their practice session might be slightly delayed a little bit. One thing I am doing, though, is changing cameras for the next session because I need to sit down if we're going to be up all night. Just completely hit the barrier. Solov looking a little bit alarmed.
Also, I was able to get F1 Manager for £6.
What?
Well, yeah. I mean, they do have an offer right now, but I was able to get it cheaper because I got an offer on an offer. So, yeah. But with F1 24 Manager, they're adding My Team, but personally, I'm not too interested in My Team, and if it's only going to be My Team, I may as well just keep this game and mod it slightly. So, yeah.
Here's the practice starts that are going to be allowed because they only get the one practice session, and it's a street circuit, so you need to do practice starts, and that's why the green light has gone on. The red flag is still out, but the cars will go out on the track. They will be very careful on the backstretch, and then we'll go through. Hey gents, hope you're good. That crash at the end was something. Yeah, it was. Welcome back, Kenny. Nice to see you. Richie's here. Who threw it into the wall? Solov hit Doon.
Solov done. Yeah.
And there's some leaves.
Yep.
Falling onto the track. I mean, it is the end of summer.
Wouldn't
here.
be a park without leaves on the ground.
It's the end of summer. We're going into autumn here in Australia, or fall, as you would call it. So that's why the leaves are falling. Raindrops.
Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow for the F3, F2 sprints coming up.
Don't you mean today?
F1 qualifying maybe release close. Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I'm confused. Practice is on a Thursday for us, but the race is on a Saturday. Make that make sense. This is time zones, everybody. It's confused everybody as to where we are. Practice is on a Thursday, qualifying is on a Friday, and race 1 and 2 are on a Saturday. Time zones.
It's really incredible. It's fun.
And because of time zones, you have a supercars race on a Wednesday.
Yes, which was very strange to watch as well. But good race one, I thought.
I believe it was I believe it was late last night. I haven't actually compared the times.
It was late last. I think it was early this morning for us, Josh, on a Thursday morning. So it was on in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I know Adam would have watched it, and I know Matt White also watched it because they've both got Superview. Which, by the way, if you are a fan of the V8 Supercars, now just Supercars, you can watch it this weekend. It is available to watch via Superview. And I think in the UK on TNT Sports as well. So it's a normal weekend for Supercars for the first time in 2 Australia Grand Prix races. Because not since 2018.
Did you say TNT?
Yes, you can watch it on TNT.
I had no idea it was on TNT.
Yep, via Supercars on TNT. No idea when though. Well, this is odd.
That is translated into my language of Discovery Plus.
I already looked, I can't find it, but if you can have a look. Which is really weird. Right, they've come back into the support pit lane for Formula 3, so they have not done a practice start, which means we've waited around to see the practice starts. That haven't happened. So, excellent coverage here of cars going around an Albert Park in the city of Melbourne. There is the city of Melbourne. It's around about 15 minutes away from where we are right here in Albert Park. I know that's the centre of Melbourne. Albert Park is surrounded by it. In fact, just on the outskirts of the last corner, there's a wonderful hotel that goes by on the tram system as well. And the tram restaurant is here as well. My sister went here back in 2019. I correct myself. My sister went here in 2020. She walked round the track, and then 24 hours later, the race was cancelled for COVID. She didn't go for the race. It was just a coincidence that she was there. So they were able to walk the track. I even think her partner at the time ran the track. And I have a little bit of gravel from Turn 3, the famous Turn 3, the Alonso, Ralph Schumacher Villeneuve, and, of course, Martin Brundle corner. I have a little bit of gravel from that as well. So that's pride of place upstairs. End of the first session, though, of the Australian Grand Prix. A great place for the race is what Ron Walker thought of this place. And he was instrumental in taking it away from Adelaide, or Adelaide as they call it over in Australia, back in 1996 when the race first came here. And there is the city at the back. So, thanks to Josh T, thanks to Jackson, thanks to Omi, thanks to Adam as well. We'll be back for all the action from Formula 2 shortly. Take care. We'll see you later for F3 quali. Bye-bye.